Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob, the Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today I'm doing probably a skiff swap. I'm going to do a little maintenance to the clips. This is a brand new knife. I got it from Javi Garcia. Love this knife, just got it. All right, here we go. We're going to get into this. The first thing we want to do is we're going to take apart the screws. So let's do that using my Vero Engineering Vortex. 2 screws right here that probably go into the clip. I think that there's going to be screws in the back for that. So let's see what we got here. 2 larger screws. That's cool. Okay, very nice. Typically, this will be super glued, and the non-show side will be the one that you unscrew. Okay, it's not coming through easily, so I'm going to try the other side. Maybe not. Okay, all right. So what I'm going to do, because I don't want to mess with this crazily, I'm going to get my stubby screwdriver. Has a little better leverage than that. I don't want to mess around when we come with knives like this, because he might have put some heavy-duty Loctite in there, and I want to get the best leverage I can to get that out. So this usually is a little bit easier for me to work with. All right, so this is locked in there really good. So I'm trying to transfer some of that heat into the nail here. I'm trying to put it on the pivot to warm it up. That sometimes breaks whatever Loctite that might be in there. I don't know how hot that's going to be, but let's see if that helped a little bit. There we go. It snapped. A little heat sometimes works. Now, be careful, because that's hot. That's silicone. It should be fine. I'm thinking, like, where can I put this? It's hot. This is silicone, so this will be fine. So that makes it easier than stripping the screw, right? You don't want to strip the screw. You want to be real careful with that blade. So now I'm going to use my pry bar. Now there's better tools, like a soldering iron's probably better. I don't have it. I don't solder. So for me this is fine. Just a slow walk and talk. Be patient. Don't try to speed it up. You're dealing with high precision craftsmanship here. This is nice and tight, so I want to just gently walk this. There we go. There we go. Now we are free. It is Loctited on there for sure, right? We are not going to lose this pivot. No rocking going on here. You can do it. There you go. Oh yeah. All right, so we have some ceramic OEM bearings. Oh, we're missing one. Oh, we're missing one bearing. Oh my. This will definitely be a huge improvement then. That's fine. This one feels like it's pretty solid in there. I don't know if this is coming out. No. I would have to, now I know McNeese does this. They lock that pivot in there. I mean, it is locked in there, right? And that's fine. That's absolutely fine with me. I have no issues with that. I wonder if the washer will come out though. Yeah, it does. Okay. Usually a magnet will get that out, so I can clean that off too. And that's the only reason why I want to take it out, just to clean it. It's a ramp right there. Not much of a ramp. I mean, he buffed it a little bit. I guess that's about it. But. All right, let's figure out what size we've got. first of all, we need to look at the pivot. So the pivot, I'm going to guess, is it 5? Or is it, oh, it's a 3/16. It's a 3/16. Okay, 3/16. Are we 1/16 ball bearing or 3/64? 1/16. So we're 3/16, and we're this one right here. Yep. Can we do multi-row? I don't think it fits multi-row, would it? No. That's a little, yeah, that's a little tight. So we're going to do the, that's 3/16, 3/64. Here, we'll do this one right here. All right, now, this one right here is missing one, right? I don't know if it, I didn't see it fall, so I don't know if it was in there already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 9. This one has 12. So you definitely get a little better contact surface area, so this will be an improvement. Not bad, I will tell you. Definitely, I think this is going to be a nice improvement for sure. So I'm excited about that. Do you have to put skiffs in? No, no. Do I like to put skiffs in? Yes, yes, I do. So here's the thing. Steve Skiff started doing these skiffs for his dad. His dad makes skiff-made knives. Another USA custom knife maker like hobby. This is a skiff-made blade, right? And the skiffs that he started doing for this knife right here is where he gets that crazy action. Some of the best action of all my knives. And, you know, a lot of custom makers, some don't. Some will do the Dell rings, some will do their own custom bearings, and all that's fine. That's absolutely fine. I have no issues with any of that, right? I'm not ever going to criticize or complain or anything like that. But I will tell you that sometimes putting skiffs in is just nice. It does help the knife. It really does do an improvement. It's just a little extra step, right? All right, so I'm going to do, we're going to adjust this here real quick. So let's do that first. We're going to clean these. We're going to oil these. Here's the spacer. We have that. We'll come back to that. I want to do this first. We got to clean the screw too, because Javi did use a lot of Loctite, which is fair. I mean, keep that puppy together for sure, right? I get it. All right, so here's the clip. All right, we're going to wipe that off. All right, so typically what I will do, I've seen people do this. I don't know. I'm going to try it. Some people recommend this. Let's see if it works. I'm going to bring that in just a little bit. Trying to gauge, trying to get a good measurement of how much I want it to travel. I'd rather do a little at a time and come back to it than do a lot, right? Definitely closer. Be patient. Don't go fast. Don't try to do too much. Get a feel for it. See how much it moves when you put a little bit of pressure on there. This is high precision quality tools. And look at that. I think I'm almost there already. All right. In case you're curious, I'm bringing that down a little bit. I'm going to use this right here. Okay, so that's locked in place. All right. Yes. There we go. Okay. When it comes to knives like this, I am not going to rush. I am certainly not going to speed this up. So I used vice grips because I felt like it was a little more stable in my hand. I felt like I'd have a little more control over it. I felt that was a smarter thing to do. So that's why I used my vice grips here. Just certain little edges that I like to have taken care of. Once they're taken care of, then I'm good with it. So if you see, it just looks like it's worn in. That's all there's to it. Like I've been carrying it in my pocket. Clip going in and out of the pocket quite a bit. Just covering the edges. Almost gives it a rustic look, if you will. I like it. I think it's a subtle way to take care of certain little crispiness on edges. Some knife makers love crisp, sharp edges, and I get it. I respect that. Whether I'm a fan of it or not, that's kind of irrelevant, right? I'm a fan of theirs. I'm a fan of their design, so I'm gonna absolutely buy and enjoy them. But once you get the knife, you can kind of make it your own if you want. You can get another custom maker, modder, whatever, to do something to it if you wanted to. It certainly is up to you. Now, what I'm going to look here is these are the washers. Let's see which is the softer side. I think this is it. So let's go ahead and we're gonna. These are nice thick washers. I really appreciate that. It's going to give it a nice contact. The problem I have sometimes is my fingers are too big old meaty. It's hard for me to grab these. All right, so this is, I'm going to go ahead and do this. The Javi Garcia. This is the Nova knife with I put Skiffs in there. One of the balls was missing. I don't know if that came out when I took it apart, and it's somewhere here on the floor, and I never saw it fly, or it was missing before, but it might explain why. There was a slight blade off center, which is now absolutely perfect. And I can already feel that breaking in occurring. Can't wait till it starts to drop shut. That's like I like it. Has that controlled drop shut. That'll come in. Love the acoustics, by the way. Sounds really nice. All right. This is the Javi Garcia Custom Nova folding knife, one of his very first ones, and I was able to get one of them. I am so stoked and so excited. I need a fresh cloth here somewhere. Clean off the blade. I don't want to have it all dirty here. There we go. All right, so there we are, the Javi Garcia Nova. All right, we got the Skiffs. The Skiffs, in case you're curious, are the 3/16 12 ball count, 1/16 ball size, which is 0.191 or 0.192 if you get the old 11 ball count, and 0.370 outer diameter. 0.191 inner diameter, 0.370 outer diameter. 12 ball 3/16 is the pivot size, and then 1/16 is the ball size. Okay, awesome. I'm super excited about this now that I've got it all tuned up. I didn't have to do any tuning on the lock bar. That was absolutely fine. Putting skiffs in there and putting a little oil on there, it's now smoother and already starting to drop shut. You can see just a little slight shake shut, but it's brand new. Track's still breaking in. I did soften this out a little bit, and it just looks like I wore it, like I've been carrying this knife a bit. So it's just wearing on the corners where most of the wear signs would be anyway. So to me, perfectly fine. Perfectly fine with that. I have no issues with that. Kind of gives it a sense of a knife that I'm using, right? Which really is what this is going to be. So there we go. All right. Let me know if you have a Javi Garcia or are going to get one. I will be doing a review. I'm super excited about that. Super stoked. So we will be talking more about it. I'm so excited to get one. Thank you, Javi. Appreciate you. And I hope you're not insulted by what I do, because I do this to every knife. I do it to knives that are 2 to 3 to 4 times the price even of the one you did. Now, I know you can make knives like that, but I probably wouldn't carry it. That's the thing, right? This is a knife that I will carry and use, and that's why I wanted to get this one. I know you could probably do Damascus and Dama Steel or Chad Nicholas Damascus Steel and Butterscotch micarta and White Linen Antique micarta, and you could do all sorts of fancy, crazy Damascus backspacer to clip, all sorts of, I mean, just the list goes and goes and goes. I get it. But I wanted this. I wanted something I could use and be comfortable using, and I like this knife. I mean, it's not cheap. We'll tell you first, it's not cheap, but it's definitely worth it. It's absolutely worth it. I love the design. I love everything about it. This is cool. This is simply stunning. All right, guys. If you found this content fun, interesting, worthwhile, or informative, would you please consider hitting the like button down below? And if you've already hit that like button, would you please consider hitting the subscribe button? Subscribing and liking the channel really helps me out, allows me to produce more content, do more things, ultimately do more things for you guys. So a big thank you, big shout out to all my channel members out there. Well, all my subscribers, everyone who watches the channel, who's part of the community, watches the content, part of the live stream. Thank you. Sincerely, thank you. Also, maybe consider hitting that notification button as well down below so you can be notified of future content like this and other videos. And a big shout out to my channel members. You do 2 amazing things for me. You encourage me. You really do. You encourage me like a workout buddy, because I love doing this, but you remind me why. And the other thing, because of your generous support, I'm able to do weekly budget banger giveaways. I'm able to check out knives and pay for the cost of shipping. When I do the big giveaways, I'm able to cover that shipping and have different subscriptions that I need for memberships, produce edit videos, all sorts of stuff. I thank you guys sincerely. I put all the money that I make in this channel right back into it and then some. And I just want you to know that it used to be pretty much a lot. Now it's getting better. It's not as much. It's still a good amount, but it's not as much. So I really, really appreciate you guys. As a small way for me to say thank you and to show my appreciation to the channel members, I do a once a month members exclusive giveaway. It's definitely above the budget banger giveaway. It's usually something over $100, something nice that hopefully you would love to receive or give as a gift. So that's my goal with that. And the other thing I like to do is give all brand new channel members a sticker, a channel sticker and a thank you note. So if you're a brand new channel member, email me with your name and address. I'd love to mail you a channel sticker and a thank you note. And that kind of applies to anybody. If you've been a member all along, were a member, became a member again, as long as you're actively currently a member right now, you've never asked or received a channel sticker, email me your name and address. I'd love to mail you a channel sticker. Thank you guys. If you're interested, how do I become a channel member? There's a link down below in the description. I have 3 different tiers. Would love to have you. Don't ever feel obligated. Do it because you want to. Not because anybody ever makes you feel like you have to. I genuinely mean that. I honestly mean that. So, but if you do decide to become a member, thank you. Sincerely, thank you. I'm blown away. All right. If you haven't already, check me out on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day and a great week. Bye.